very urgent. Your soulmate has something important to tell you. Please open this before they change their mind. My beloved child, don't skip, stay till the end, because something huge is waiting. Your soulmate has been carrying words they almost decided never to reveal, and right now, something inside them is pushing those words closer to the surface. This is not about an ordinary conversation or a passing thought. It is about something they have replayed silently, wondering whether telling you would change everything between you. Stay till the end, because the most important part is not what they want to say, it is why they have waited so long to say it. There is a feeling they could not explain before, a realization that arrived when they least expected it, and somehow your presence is at the center of it. Don't skip, because what comes next may completely change the way you understand the silence, the distance, or the strange emotional pull you have been feeling. Your soulmate may have tried to convince themselves that staying quiet was easier, but some feelings become louder when they are ignored. And now they are reaching a point where silence no longer feels possible. Something huge is waiting for you, because behind the words they are holding back is a truth they never expected to feel this deeply. Here is where everything becomes more surprising. Your soulmate has imagined what would happen if they finally stopped hiding what is in their heart. They have imagined your expression, your response, and even the possibility that one honest moment could completely redefine your connection. Stay till the end. There is one realization they keep returning to, and it has become impossible for them to dismiss: you affected them differently. Something about you remained in their thoughts longer than expected. Something about your energy became difficult to replace. And something about the possibility of losing this connection made them understand what it actually means to them. Don't skip, because this is where the message becomes deeply personal. They are not simply thinking about what happened before. They are thinking about what could happen next. They have been asking themselves whether there is still a door open between you, whether there is still something unfinished, and whether one brave conversation could reveal what both hearts have been trying to understand. Something huge is waiting for you, and the biggest surprise is that the words they want to tell you may not be the words you have been expecting at all. But there is one final layer you need to hear before this unfolds further. Your soulmate's hesitation is beginning to change into clarity. The longer they hold everything inside, the more they realize that some connections cannot be understood through silence alone. Stay till the end, because they are approaching a decision, and that decision begins with admitting something to themselves before they can ever admit it to you. They have realized that certain people enter your life and become memories, while others leave an imprint that keeps pulling your attention back no matter how much time passes. Don't skip. You may be closer to the truth than you realize, because the message they are holding carries more than emotion, it carries an intention. Something huge is waiting for you. There is something they want you to know about why they pulled back, what they understood during that silence, and what they now wish they had said sooner. And when that truth finally comes forward, one question may suddenly matter more than everything else. If your soulmate finally tells you exactly what has been hidden in their heart, will you be ready to hear the one sentence that could change everything? What your soulmate has been holding inside is becoming harder for them to ignore, because something has shifted in the way they see you. Don't skip, because this is where the message starts revealing what their silence could never explain. There was a moment when they genuinely believed they could keep these feelings contained, continue with their routine, and allow time to make everything feel ordinary again. But instead, the opposite happened. Certain memories became clearer. Certain moments with you started carrying a deeper meaning. And somewhere inside that reflection, they discovered something surprising. What they felt was never as simple as they tried to make it seem. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have been questioning why your presence affected them differently, why thoughts of you returned during unexpected moments, and why imagining a future without this connection feels strangely incomplete. They may have kept their emotions hidden because they wanted certainty before speaking, but now that certainty is beginning to arrive. And what they are realizing could become the first major turning point in this entire story. Listen closely, because the next truth changes the meaning of everything that came before. Your soulmate may have appeared distant, uncertain, or difficult to understand, but beneath that silence was an internal conversation you never got to hear. They were comparing what they thought they wanted with what their heart kept bringing them back to. Don't skip. The surprising realization is that they may have needed distance to understand the value of what felt natural when you were closer. Some connections become obvious immediately, while others reveal their importance only when silence creates enough space to feel what is missing. Stay till the end, because they are beginning to recognize the difference between simply remembering someone and genuinely feeling that something meaningful remains unfinished. Something huge is waiting for you. There is one specific truth they have resisted admitting: if everything between you truly meant nothing, why has your memory continued to carry so much emotional weight? That question has changed something inside them. Now they are no longer asking only what happened between you. They are wondering what could still happen if honesty finally replaced hesitation. And now comes the part they have been struggling to put into words. They want you to understand that their silence did not necessarily mean the absence of feeling. Sometimes the strongest realization arrives after someone has spent too long trying to explain away what their heart already understood. Don't skip, because there is another revelation coming, and it goes deeper than simply missing someone. Your soulmate is beginning to understand what they would actually want to say if they had one completely honest moment with you: no confusion, no pretending, no hiding behind unfinished sentences. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because the next layer of this message reveals what they wish they could change, what they secretly hope could still happen, and the one emotional truth they may finally be ready to admit. The question is no longer whether something remained unspoken between you. The real question is whether both of you are approaching the moment when that silence finally becomes impossible to maintain, and what happens when the words they have been holding back are finally spoken. Now the message reaches the place your soulmate has been avoiding, because admitting this changes the entire meaning of what they have been feeling. Don't skip. They have realized that what keeps bringing their thoughts back to you is not simply one memory, one conversation, or one beautiful moment. It is the possibility that something important between you was never fully expressed. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. In quiet moments, they have imagined what they would say if they suddenly had the courage to speak without filtering every emotion. And surprisingly, the first thing they would want you to know is not some perfect romantic sentence. They would want you to understand that you mattered more than they allowed you to see. That realization has been sitting beneath everything. They may have tried to appear unaffected, they may have convinced themselves that waiting was easier, but their own thoughts kept challenging that decision. Why did your words stay with them? Why did certain memories become stronger instead of fading? Why did the thought of never saying what they truly felt suddenly become harder to accept? Don't skip, because those questions are leading them toward one answer they can no longer easily dismiss. Something else has changed too, and this may be the revelation you were not expecting. Your soulmate is no longer thinking only about what they feel, they are wondering what you feel now. Stay till the end. They have wondered whether you still remember the little things, whether you ever sensed what they were trying to hide, and whether somewhere inside you there is also a feeling that the story stopped before everything meaningful was said. Something huge is waiting for you, because they are beginning to understand that waiting forever could mean losing the opportunity to discover the truth. That thought has become powerful. Imagine carrying one sentence inside your heart and repeatedly wondering how different everything might become if you simply said it. That is the emotional crossroads they are approaching. Don't skip. The surprising part is that the sentence may be much simpler than you expect. I never stopped wondering what we could have become. Behind those words sits everything they could not explain before. The hesitation, the memories, the unanswered questions, and the realization that some connections cannot be replaced simply by pretending they never mattered. But there is still something they have not revealed, and this is where the next part becomes impossible to ignore. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has been thinking about one particular possibility. What if there is still time to say what should have been said before? What if the silence was not the ending, but the space that finally made the truth clear? Don't skip. They are beginning to imagine an honest conversation where neither person has to guess anymore, where everything hidden beneath the surface can finally be understood. And inside that imagined moment is one confession stronger than everything you have heard so far. They want to tell you what changed inside them when they realized your connection could actually become a closed chapter. That realization forced them to see something they had overlooked when everything felt easier. Stay till the end. The deepest truth is still coming, because what they discovered was not merely how much they remembered you, it was what they genuinely wanted if another opportunity ever appeared. And once you hear what that desire is, you may finally understand why this message has been so difficult for them to say. This is the moment everything they have been feeling begins to form one undeniable truth. Don't skip, because your soulmate has reached a realization they could no longer push aside. If another genuine opportunity appeared, they would not want to repeat the same silence. They would want to be clearer, more present, and finally say what they kept buried beneath hesitation. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What they desire is not simply another conversation. They want the chance to discover what this connection could become when nothing important is left unspoken. They have replayed moments when they could have said more, moments when one honest sentence might have changed the direction of everything. And now those memories carry a completely different meaning. They understand that sometimes the opportunity you assume will always be there can quietly disappear if nobody reaches for it. That realization has awakened something powerful inside them. Don't skip. They are no longer asking themselves only, do I still feel something? They are asking a much bigger question, what if this person was more important to my future than I understood at the time? And that question has become impossible for them to forget. Here is where the confession becomes even more surprising. Your soulmate has imagined meeting you again with nothing to hide behind. No uncertainty, no unfinished sentences, no pretending that the connection meant less than it actually did. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you, because in that imagined moment, they know exactly what they would want you to understand. They would tell you that your impact did not disappear when the conversation became quieter. They would tell you that certain things about you remained unforgettable. The way you made ordinary moments feel meaningful, the feeling of being understood without explaining everything, and the strange familiarity that made your connection difficult to compare with anything else. Don't skip, because there is one detail that matters more than all of those memories. They are not only looking backward anymore. Their thoughts have started moving forward. They have wondered what one completely honest beginning could look like if both of you stopped carrying old uncertainty into a new chapter. And somewhere inside that possibility, they discovered the words they have been searching for all this time. But those words are not the final revelation. Something even deeper has been underneath them, waiting for your soulmate to become ready enough to admit it. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have realized that the strongest part of this connection was never a perfect moment or a perfect story, it was the feeling that there was still more to understand, more to say, and perhaps more to experience. They do not want to keep wondering forever what might have happened if honesty had arrived sooner. And now one thought keeps returning with extraordinary clarity: if they ever get the right moment, they want you to know the truth without having to guess. They want you to know why they hesitated, why your memory stayed with them, and why the possibility of another chapter suddenly means so much. Yet there is still one sentence they have not allowed themselves to say, the sentence hidden beneath every memory, every question, and every moment of hesitation. Stay till the end, because when that sentence finally comes forward, it will reveal exactly what your soulmate has been hoping you would understand without them ever having to say it. And now that hidden sentence is closer than ever, because your soulmate has finally stopped running from what it means. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The truth they have struggled to admit is simple, but emotionally powerful. A part of them still wonders whether you were meant to become something more than an unfinished chapter. They have tried to find logical explanations for why your memory keeps returning, but every explanation eventually leads them back to the same place. You mattered. The connection mattered. And leaving everything unanswered never gave them the closure they expected. What surprises them most is how clearly they can see it now. Things they once overlooked suddenly seem important. Conversations they considered ordinary now carry another meaning. Even the moments when neither of you said much feel different when remembered from this distance. Don't skip, because the biggest realization is still ahead. Your soulmate is beginning to understand that sometimes you recognize the value of a connection only when you imagine never having another opportunity to explore it. And that possibility has forced them to confront the words they kept hidden for far too long. There is another truth beneath this, and it may explain why their message feels so urgent. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. They know that feelings cannot remain suspended forever while two people continue wondering what the other person might be thinking. At some point, someone has to choose clarity over endless questions. Your soulmate has been imagining that moment more often than you might expect. The moment when they finally speak openly and allow you to decide what those words mean for you. Don't skip. They are not imagining some flawless movie scene. They are imagining something much more meaningful, one honest conversation. One moment where they can finally say, "There was more in my heart than I showed you." And immediately after imagining those words, another question appears: would you understand why it took them so long? They hope you would, because their hesitation was never about creating a perfect confession. It was about becoming certain that what they felt was real enough to deserve honesty. And now, for the first time, that certainty feels stronger than their hesitation. Yet the most unforgettable part of their message has still not been revealed. Don't skip, because what comes next could completely change how you interpret everything you have heard so far. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has started thinking beyond the confession itself. They have wondered what happens after the truth is finally spoken. Would there be relief? Would there be another beginning? Would both of you finally understand why this connection remained so difficult to forget? They cannot know your answer, and that uncertainty is exactly what makes this moment meaningful. But they do know one thing. They would rather discover the truth than spend forever wondering what might have happened. Somewhere inside them, a decision is forming. The silence that once felt comfortable no longer feels enough. The words they once postponed now feel increasingly important. And there is one final realization pushing them toward that decision, a realization about you that they never expected to have. Stay till the end, because once that truth is revealed, everything they have been trying to tell you will suddenly make sense. Something has finally become clear inside your soulmate, and this realization is stronger than every excuse they once used to remain silent. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They have understood that what made you unforgettable was not one perfect conversation or one extraordinary moment. It was the way the connection continued to mean something even after the moment had passed. That is what surprised them. They expected time to answer their questions, but instead, time created an even bigger one: why does this connection still feel unfinished? And the answer they keep returning to is something they were once afraid to admit. They never fully expressed how deeply you affected them. There were thoughts they edited before speaking, feelings they kept behind ordinary words, and moments when they wanted to tell you more but chose silence instead. Don't skip, because now they understand the cost of leaving those things unsaid. They realize you could never have known everything happening inside their heart if they never gave you the chance to hear it. And that realization is pushing them closer to the conversation they have postponed for so long. But there is one detail that changes everything. Your soulmate has stopped asking whether the past could have been different and started asking whether the future still has room for something meaningful. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. This shift matters because they are no longer trapped inside memories, they are thinking about possibility. They have imagined what it would feel like to approach you with honesty instead of uncertainty and simply admit, "I should have told you sooner how important this became to me." Don't skip. Those words carry something much deeper than regret. They carry recognition. Your soulmate has recognized that a genuine connection cannot grow through assumptions. They cannot expect you to understand feelings they never expressed, and they cannot keep wondering about your heart while hiding their own. That is why the message they want to give you has changed. Before, they wanted to explain themselves. Now, they want to reveal themselves. They want you to finally understand what was happening beneath the silence, and there is one particular feeling they have been protecting more carefully than everything else. Now we reach the truth they have almost said 100 times inside their own mind. Don't skip, because this is where everything begins connecting. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate does not simply want you to know that you crossed their mind. They want you to know that knowing you changed the way they understand meaningful connection. They discovered that the people who matter most are not always the people who arrive with perfect timing. Sometimes they are the people whose importance becomes clearer with every unanswered question. And now your soulmate is standing emotionally at the edge of one decision: continue wondering, or finally become honest. Something inside them is choosing honesty. But before they can say everything, there is one last question they desperately want answered. It is not about the past. It is not about who should have spoken first. It is about what could happen from this moment forward. Don't skip. Because the next truth is the one they have protected most carefully. The truth about what they would actually choose if they discovered that somewhere inside your heart, you still felt that unfinished connection too. Now comes the choice your soulmate has secretly imagined making, and it may be the strongest revelation yet. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. If they discovered that even a small part of you still believed this connection deserved an honest chance, they would no longer want to hide behind silence. They would choose the conversation. They would choose clarity. Most importantly, they would choose to finally let you see the feelings they once kept carefully hidden. This is what they have been trying to understand within themselves, whether their heart was holding on to a memory or recognizing something genuinely meaningful. And slowly, the answer became clearer. They are not searching for the past exactly as it was. They are wondering whether something new could begin with everything both of you understand now. That difference changes everything. Don't skip, because there is another layer beneath this decision. They know that one conversation cannot promise an entire future, but it can reveal a truth, and right now, truth is exactly what they want. They want to know whether the connection they could never completely explain was felt on both sides, because if it was, they do not want another meaningful moment to disappear simply because neither person was willing to speak first. And here is what makes their next thought so unexpected. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has imagined looking directly at you and saying the words without trying to make them sound perfect. I kept thinking there would always be another moment to tell you. That sentence carries the weight of everything they postponed. Every time they almost opened up. Every time they wondered whether you already knew. Every time they convinced themselves that tomorrow would somehow make speaking easier. Don't skip. Tomorrow kept becoming another tomorrow, until they realized that meaningful words do not become easier simply because they remain hidden longer. Sometimes they become heavier. That is why something has changed inside them now. They no longer want perfection. They want honesty. They no longer need the perfect situation, they want one genuine moment where nothing important has to remain beneath the surface. And there is something else they would tell you immediately after that confession, something they may never have admitted even to themselves before. Your absence taught them something your presence could not. exactly how much space this connection had quietly occupied inside their heart. But the deepest revelation is still waiting behind that realization. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate has finally understood that the question haunting them was never simply, "Do I miss this person?" The real question was, why does the possibility of never knowing what we could have become feel so significant? And once they asked themselves that honestly, everything changed. They stopped treating the connection like something they could endlessly postpone understanding. They started seeing it as something that deserved clarity while there was still an opportunity for clarity. That is why their message feels different now. There is intention behind it. There is something they want to ask you, but before that question can be spoken, they need to reveal one final piece of their heart. The one thing they would want you to remember even if everything else disappeared. Don't skip, because what they want you to know next is not about yesterday. It is about the place they secretly hope you might still have in their tomorrow, and once those words are finally revealed, the entire reason they have struggled to speak will become impossible to misunderstand. Here is the truth your soulmate has been moving toward all along, and now there is almost nowhere left for that truth to hide. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. When they imagine tomorrow, there is one possibility they keep returning to, a future where they finally know what could happen between you when both hearts are allowed to speak honestly. They are not asking for yesterday to repeat itself. They are imagining something stronger, a connection without unanswered questions, without unnecessary hesitation, and without constantly wondering what the other person truly means. That is what they secretly hope for. And the surprising part is that this realization did not arrive in one dramatic moment. It grew quietly. Every memory added something. Every unanswered question made it clearer. Every time they tried to dismiss the connection, another thought brought them back to the same conclusion. Some people are easy to remember, but very few make you question whether your story with them was supposed to stop where it did. Don't skip, because your soulmate has finally discovered which one you became for them. You became the person connected to a question they can no longer leave unanswered. Then something even more powerful happened inside them. They stopped imagining only what they would tell you and started imagining what they would ask you. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Their question is not complicated, but your answer could change the direction of everything. If we could speak completely honestly now, would you still want to know where this connection could lead? Don't skip. That question has been sitting beneath every thought they have carried. They know they cannot decide your feelings for you, and they do not want to. What they want is the chance for both of you to stop guessing. They want to know whether the feeling of something unfinished exists only inside them or whether you have quietly felt it too. And here is the once-in-a-lifetime realization that surprised them most. Sometimes the biggest missed opportunity is not losing something you already had, it is never discovering what something meaningful could have become. That thought changed their perspective completely. Suddenly, remaining silent felt heavier than simply being honest. Suddenly, the possibility of hearing your true answer became more important than protecting themselves from uncertainty. And that is why they have something else they desperately want you to hear. Because beneath every question, every memory, and every moment of hesitation is one final emotional truth. Don't skip. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate wants you to know that if there is still a genuine possibility between you, they do not want to approach it halfway. They want honesty. They want understanding. They want to discover who both of you are now instead of remaining trapped inside assumptions about who you were before. And perhaps that is the biggest change of all, they are no longer waiting for certainty before speaking. They are realizing that sometimes certainty can only come after two people finally have the conversation they have both avoided. But there is still one thing they have not told you. One realization came to them when they imagined you completely moving forward without ever knowing what was hidden in their heart. That single thought revealed exactly how important this connection had become to them. Stay till the end, because what they realized in that moment is the confession everything has been leading toward, and once you hear it, you will understand why changing their mind and staying silent again is the last thing they want.